It's no secret that most Pokemon are based off different types of animals, one of them being dogs. There's actually not that many of them, but there is enough to play through Pokemon Scarlet with, but I thought, why not do it with shiny dogs instead? So that's what we're going to be doing today. Can I beat Pokemon Scarlet with shiny doggos only? I won't be using potions in battle, and I will have a level cap for each gym. And I won't just be able to catch every shiny off the bat either. I'll be allowed to catch one shiny after every single gym badge. All of these will be hunted by using the outbreak method, so I kinda just skimmed through the beginning of this game with ease. Sorry, Nimona. You'll just have to wait to see my precious shiny dogs. Also, let me know, do you guys like dogs or cats more? I'm definitely more of a dog person. And if you are too, then you should totally subscribe, as we'll get along famously. So my first shiny Pokemon is just going to be whatever outbreak I see first, and we should have a choice of either Houndour, Growlithe, Fidough, Mastiff, Eevee, and even Pooch, if I use the DLC. Although I probably won't hunt for Pooch considering Mastiff is a good boy. A Fire-type doggo would be amazing for Katie's gym, but that's actually not what we got. We got Fidough instead, which is okay, I guess. But this might take multiple attempts to beat. This outbreak actually showed up super quick in like 4 resets, although this outbreak was in a very weird spot colliding with the town. So Fidough were kind of limited. Regardless, after some time, our shiny little gal shined away. Shiny Fidough just kind of looks like she stayed out in the sun a little bit longer, or in the oven longer, which makes total sense, Jules. I just realized that. Anyway, Slink here was looking a little rough for the first gym, since Katie has 3 Pokemon and, well, it's just Slink right now, per my rule set. I didn't know what I was going to do, but then I realized the TM for Fire Fang is in West Province Area 1, which is very accessible right now. So with that, we now have a way better chance to actually beat Katie. Another bonus is since Slink is a fairy type, we resist every move on her team, aside from Fury Swipes with Teddiursa, which becomes the only main issue due to Slink not being able to one-shot a single bug on her team. Oh, and Tarantula ate our Oranberry, which makes this even more scarier. Thankfully, Tarantula was still a 2-shot, but we still had to deal with the little teddy bear. But I believed in my shiny Dachshund. And it's a good thing I never stopped believing, as Slink got a big burn with Fire Fang, but that wasn't it, guys. He also managed to flinch Teddiursa, which was huge. On top of that, Fire Fang is only 95% accurate. Ah crap, I spoke too soon. Well, luckily Teddiursa only used Fury Cutter, and Slink outspeeds, plus Burn whittles her down. So this was actually a 2-shot as well. Slink, you are a good sign for things to come. Also, just hear her bark in game. How adorable. Looks like you're not baking Fidough today, Katie. Our next outbreak took a very long time to find. I did go ahead and register some dogs into the Pokedex so I could see if one of their outbreaks showed up on the map, but this took hours for one to show up. Hours split into separate days. Eventually, a Mastiff outbreak did appear, and this is not ideal for Brassius as grass types, but hey, it's more of a challenge. So with that, we finally started looking, and once we found it, I didn't even see it at first, as its shiny is this dark gray, which to me looks like it has a purple hue to it. But yeah, it was totally blending in with the grass, and it was nighttime, which made it way worse. Oh no, she's on the move. Come back here. This has got to be the cutest doggo we've ever gotten. No offense, Slink. I named her Spike, and does she have Intimidate? Of course she doesn't. Oh, that hurts. Anyways, from here we go on to Titan Cloth, and compared to my little pups, this thing is huge. I led Slink as she could baby doll eyes, and we resist Rock Smash. So I did this a bunch of times, and eventually he popped our Oranberry, and we popped his Anger Shell with Bite. Now we just priority baby doll eyes one more time before sacrificing our beautiful gal, and Spike can come in here for the kill. 1 bite is all it took, and of course with Arven helping on the second fight, Cloth was defeated easily. What's wrong, girl? We defeated him. Oh, you don't like hurting Pokemon? That's too damn bad! Miraidon, get off my team. You're not a shiny or a dog. Now, Brassius is a little tough since we don't have a Houndour or a Growlithe or even a Flareon, but that's okay. We got cuteness on our side. I was just kind of winging this, but I tried to use Slink with Fire Fang on both Petalil and Smoliv. I wanted to just go for the kill on Smoliv, but I feel like Fire Fang wouldn't do anything to Sudowoodo. So instead, I just used Baby Doll Eyes and then just kept using it to sack once more so that Spike could set up with the move Hone Claws. We got 4 up without Smoliv getting a crit and Terrasilize to eat the little olive for lunch. And with Spike having a full belly, we can't quite knock out Sudowoodo in one shot. Not that it mattered anyways, as this thing has sturdy. Oh, and well, he crit. Man, you're just jealous I have shinies and you don't. Shiny dogs, to be exact. All you have is some big wood. Aw, shit. We tried a second time doing the exact same thing. Only difference this time is Sudowoodo didn't get a crit, and we could have just went to +3 Hone Claws instead of 4, since it did a lot more. But yeah, with no Trailblaze, he has no chance to outspeed, and Spike ends up winning this for us. See, this is why I love doing Pokemon challenges, because I get to see how different Pokemon manage, and I love that we didn't find a fire type, as that would have made this super easy. Speaking of Outbreak, our next one wouldn't come for days. I'd hop on for a couple of hours resetting and nothing would appear. No Growlithes, no Riolus, Houndours, or even Eevee. And then it hit me. Why don't I just use the DLC, as there's 2 more dog-like Pokemon that spawn there and we still have a chance to spawn the original ones? And that's what I did. We got 1 ticket to Kitakami, and this was really like a last resort for me. I haven't had an Outbreak in forever. I was getting exhausted. That is not a dog. That's a cat. After doing all the necessary stuff to explore the island, I kid you not, after 1 reset, look who decided to show up. I should have used the DLC a long time ago. My bad. Finally, with a Riolu Outbreak on the map, I tracked it down, KO'd 60 of them, and got to work. Where is the one they call the shiny one? Because clearly it ain't none of you. I'm not gonna lie, this took an extremely long time, which sucks because there was actually a lot of Riolus spawning on this mountain. Honestly, when I finally found it, I thought it was some other Pokemon because it spawned all the way down here. Yo, he's got brothers. No. You guys are beetles, not dogs. I'm taking him. Even though he's clearly some type of canine, I never really thought of Riolu as a dog. Also, let me know if you guys like Riolu shiny. I was never really a fan of either of them. They're not bad, but I don't know. Oh shit, there's a Rockruff outbreak. I literally just checked on my way to Bombardier. I can't hunt it just yet, but that saves me so much time. Now I did have to use my good old baby doll strat again since I don't have Rockruff, and unfortunately Riolu would be a suicide here. So Spike is up. Everybody loves a good underdog. No pun intended. Well, so much for that, Spike. I guess I should have led Riolu to begin with, since Rock Smash can lower Bombardier's defense. Oh, he lived on 1 HP. How? No, is that not in range? Oh, that was so close. I'm gonna name you Pluto Riolu, but to be honest, I don't know if you're deserving of that title just yet. I just realized Slink has a super effective move with Play Rough, but I still think Baby Doll Eyes is the way to go if we want to be victorious. By living on 1 HP once again, we get 2 defense drops with Rock Smash, and now hopefully Spike can do her thing. And she does with 2 measly bites. Now unfortunately my entire team is still dead for the second fight, but I'm just praying it targets Arven instead of our beautiful Shine. Okay. Wait, Arven still keeps fighting even if I'm dead? Come on, Arven. No, he's losing. Damn it. Oh, we start on the second fight if we lose. Well, that's not cool at all. Come on, Game Freak, let the kids fail a little bit and do it all over again. Oh damn, Slink's Play Rough really does do a ton of damage. You're more powerful than I thought, girl. Well, no wonder that thing is so sad, Arven. It's not shiny, and it knows it never will be. Might as well take it out of its misery right now. Allow me. Miraidon? Now we might have a fighting type for Giacomo, but this will be no easy task. And it wasn't, we got destroyed on our first attempt. On our second one, however, I terrestrialized Pluto and put citrus berries on everyone. This lets us one-shot Poniard and end up living a Swift from the Starmobile. Spike can then start getting a bunch of snarls off to lower this thing's special attack, which will force it to use Wicked Torque, which Slink is resistant to. So with only our big Slink left, we can miss our first Play Rough. Nice. Eventually though, Slink did come out on top. The fact that my team of literal puppies can take down a huge piece of oiled machinery blows my mind, especially since they're so tiny. Look at him. He's flabbergasted. Up next was Iono, and this is a tough fight since she has 4 Pokemon and one of them is fully evolved, Miss Mages. And I have, well, puppies, but I shouldn't turn my back on them just yet. To no one's surprise, I have to use Slink's Baby Doll Eyes once more, and we actually did end up getting Watchful to -6 attack, even after getting paralyzed 3 turns in a row. We also managed to get off some chip with Fire Fang. From there, we went into Spike, who was going to be our star of the show. I am running leftovers as I can't run berries due to the bird having pluck, but now we just Hone Claws, pray for no crit, or paralysis, and we taught Spike Trailblaze to outspeed Miss Mages. I figure Spike is better than Pluto since we have a lonely nature on Spike, which raises our attack, and their speeds are basically the same. Watchful is out of the field from a Trailblaze, we terrestrialize on Bellybolt, who I forgot is tanky as ever, and lived one of our bites. Whoops. But Spike wasn't out just yet. That is, until I realized Luxio has Intimidate. Oddly enough, our dark little pup still KO'd Luxio in 1 shot, but the question was Pluto going to be able to finish this fight? Because now at +2 attack, there's no way a bite KOs. We do have the opportunity to flinch, but I feel like I never flinch. Oh my god, Spike. I swear I never doubted you. I'm so glad I decided to go for Spike instead of Pluto. I feel like we were just sacking her every fight. Honey, you're flinched, not confused. With Iona defeated, it was time to hunt our next shiny doggo. Rockruff. Like I said, we don't need a reset for outbreaks, so we can get right down to hunting. Wait, where'd it go? No, not again. I did try to roll back my date, but it just wouldn't show up again, so it looks like I have to reset after all. But it wasn't too long to find a Vulpix outbreak. To be honest, Rockruff would be amazing for Mela, so I don't know if I should do Vulpix. You know what, let's just do Vulpix, as we can evolve it right away, it has amazing special defense, and we get the ability Flash Fire. So after some time, we found her, and she was trying to run. hard. Honestly, it's not a bad shiny at all in my eyes. I definitely like it better than regular Vulpix. Now, it's not quite a dog per se, but it is a fox, and a fox is a canine, so it counts. It also wasn't too bad of a hunt, thank God. Oh wow, her eyes are green. That's a decent nature as well. I named this one Chi-Chi, and if anyone can guess what that's from, I'll give you a cookie. I wouldn't even be able to guess where that's from. I'll give you a hint. It's part of a theme I've already done on this channel. Slink Evolves level 26, so I just did that right now, and it's not a huge change, but I do like that color. It's really nothing special. Near Levincia, we can come across a Firestone in the grass, and unfortunately we don't get much time with Vulpix's shiny, but it's not a huge loss as Ninetales shiny is arguably one of the best ever. This silver with the blue tips really does it justice. Just look at this beast. Regular Ninetales should also be part fairy type. Not gonna lie, I thought you were way bigger than this though. With that, it was time to face our next threat, Mela. Since Chi-Chi has Flash Fire, I think we can just brute force our way with Incinerate thanks to Torkoal's Drought being in effect. And since Mela is really dumb, she just went for Flame Wheel turn 1, powering up our Incinerate for us. That means Torkoal is a nice 3-hit KO and the Starmobile comes out. This went pretty smooth thanks to Mela not using Swift until the end. She just kept going for Screech for some reason, and once the sun ran out, I just opted for Extra Sensory. Now Orthworm was nothing special, but where the hell is Chi-Chi? You're making this fight so much harder for him, he can't even see you. Also, immediately after this Titan, Pluto evolved into a Lucario, and I just noticed from his waist to his neck is a nice baby blue color. Aw, look at Spike evolving. I bet Arvin wishes his was as happy as mine. Hey kid, watch where you're going. From here we can go ahead and take on Kofu, and I actually led the wrong Pokemon. I was just gonna go lead Spike to KO everything, but considering Sandstorm is up, maybe going for Workups and Baton passing into Spike would be better. So that's what I did, but Veluza is hitting like a truck, so I could only get one Workup off and only one Hone Claws up, which is not good, as in order to have a chance of KOing Abominable in one shot, we need to be +3 in attack. But anyways, from there, Spike Trailblaze Veluza to death, and the speed boost lets us outspeed Bulk Trio for a nice one-shot as well with Bite. And basically, the only way Spike can get the full sweep here is for Kofu to either use Slam and Miss or Crab Hammer. There's no way. There's no way. Spike gets to live once again. Arvin needs to start taking notes on how to raise a dog. You didn't just let me win, did you, Kofu? With another gym badge down, we can get to resetting for another doggo outbreak. And I kid you not, after one reset again, we got our Rockruff outbreak. The game is giving me a break for what I dealt with before. And it looks like the breaks keep on coming, as Rockruff shined pretty darn quick. I was kind of scared since this was on the side of a mountain, but I figured out a path to make them spawn in somewhat large amounts. This shiny is really awesome. Not a fan of those green eyes, but the blue fur is adorable. Look at her just smiling. I named her Bolt. But yeah, this is what I was talking about. They were spawning on the bottom and top, so I just jumped on this piece of grass to make them spawn more on the top. And this way I don't have to climb all the way up each time. Now the question is, which Lycanroc form am I going to choose? The regular one is kind of pale and lighter than Shiny Rockruff, and obviously we can't get the Dust form, which is the superior one out of the two in my opinion. And since I never give love to the Midnight form, I think I'll just go with that one for this run. Now I just have to wait until it's nighttime. Bolt, it's time. I love how my stick drift is just giving me a nice cinematic of every evolution. You just had a whole nap, Bolt. How much more sleep do you need? And aren't you nocturnal? You're literally called the Midnight form. Ah, see? You couldn't hold it in for long. Yo, this height is embarrassing for bro. Speaking of embarrassing, it's time to embarrass Atticus with our 3-foot doggo. I bet you look up at everything, don't you, Pluto? Now, luckily, Pluto is part Steel type, which essentially just wins him the fight since all Skuntank can do is just Sucker Punch. But as long as we just count his Sucker Punches, we can just wait it out to take 0 damage while also working up at the same time. Now I did forget to craft another Trailblaze, so we are slower than most of its Pokemon, but as long as we just Terastallize into a fighting type, we should be good and an Earthquake should destroy everything on this team. Or it should have, but the Bulldoze Pluto took from Reverum lowered our speed, so Muck also got a big Sludge Wave off, and since we are Terastallized, we are not immune. Damn it! This of course led to Pluto dying to the Starmobile. I did go into Slink forgetting that, yeah, we're just gonna get mopped by a noxious Torque, but then my head started working again and Bolt was my next switch. With Bolt on the field, we can Rock Tomb for a speed drop, but this also makes it more likely for this thing to use Spin Out, which it does to also lower his speed. Now we just get one more Rock Tomb off, and another Spin Out makes this slower than a 3-cylinder engine trying to merge onto the highway. Now unfortunately Toxic Spikes are on the field, so we just could not bring it back for the life of us. But it was a valiant effort for our team of shinies. It sucks that the Starmobiles can't be flinched, or at least I think that's how it works, because we were using 2 flinching moves and it really could have saved us there. Anyways, the next attempt we did in fact get our desired outcome with Trailblaze. Why are you sleeping, Pluto? We haven't even eaten yet. I'm gonna beat you into retirement, old man. Obviously, Pluto solos this gym by just giving him a Lumberry for Kamala's Yawn, but I do need an agility to outspeed Staraptor, and he got a crit slam, and he also didn't miss another slam after. And since we needed to be +2 in special attack to KO Staraptor, we need to take another Yawn. Thankfully, Pluto did wake up in time before dying, and nothing on Larry's team has priority, which means everything else dies in one hit from there. Haha, your Lycanroc isn't shiny. This fight also went the exact same way. Another gym down means another shiny hunt for our full team of 6 shiny creatures. I did find Growlithe outbreaks and even Houndour, but I wanted a new typing, and Eevee and Greavard are our only options. In the end, I did find a Greavard outbreak, and honestly, thank God, because whether or not the evolutions are cats or dogs are iffy. I mean, this is what Flygon's community decided they were. I don't think Leafeon is a cat at all, but whatever. Now, this might be tough since sometimes the Greavards are in the ground, but he's yellow, so I don't think it should be too difficult. And it wasn't. He was above ground after all, and I kind of wish he was part ground type. Greavard's shiny is so cool. The yellow really does it nice. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for Houndstone. That shiny is straight garbage. And to be honest, this hurts my soul. It just looks like a pile of hay on top of someone's dead body. Anyways, I named her Odie. Despite Odie being a ghost type, I did not lead her for Rhyme's gym. Instead, I led Spike and Bolt. Spike because she's a dark type, but Bolt because she has the move Howl, and that will not only raise her attack, but Spike's as well. So turn 1 we get lucky with Banette using Sucker Punch on Bolt, and a Crunch from Spike destroys Banette. The following turn we break Mimikyu's disguise and thankfully dodge a Play Rough. We also managed to not KO Houndstone, which is better, if Houndstone didn't KO Spike the following turn. Great. Now she's going to fall into depression like Arven's dog. On the bright side, this gives Odie a chance to shine. Literally. Or it would have if they didn't team up on her and kill her. I mean, I guess they killed her. She is a ghost already. Pretty much from there, Bolt and Slink took care of the rest. Since Pluto is a special attacker, the next Titan wasn't hard at all. He literally one-shots. This Nemona fight is always annoying due to Lycanroc's Sand attack, but Aura Sphere actually never misses. So it was an easy setup, and Tulip never stands a chance with a dark type on my team. Mabostiff's little smirk is probably the best thing they've ever added to a Pokemon game. Now I did want to use Bolt for Grusha, and to do this I led Slink to work up agility and Baton Pass, since Frostmoth hits hard with Blizzard and throws up a Tailwind. But it just wasn't Bolt's day, and he was frozen to death. So I had to resort to Pluto, who didn't get frozen, thank God, and yeah, this went as you would expect. He Aura Sphered everything in sight after some Calm Minds. I really wanted that Lycanroc sweep to work, but I should have prepared with a Lumberry on her. Safe to say I didn't mess up preparation for Ortega. I played nice and safe with a Will-O-Wisp coming from Chi-Chi and some charms from Slink. Then I just agility'd and Baton Passed into Pluto, who has access to Flash Cannon. Now we just Calm Mind as much as possible with one big crit in between, and our shiny wolf flashes everybody in sight. Wait, not like that. Every run Lucario is in, he will always be the MVP. As for our MVP of shinies, I'd have to give that to either Ninetales or Lycanroc. Let me know who's your favorite shiny dog. With that hair, Penny, and that backpack, you could be a shiny dog yourself. Stop looking, Arven. You're never gonna find that shiny Mabostiff you want. Just stick with your basic one. Slink terastallizing is so cute. I know I said I kinda like the shiny, but I kinda just wish it wasn't a different shade of its regular form. I don't know. My opinion changed the more I had to look at it. Now for area, I actually wanted to let Chi-Chi sweep, so in order to do that, I led Odie to burn Toxicroak and whittled it down more with Slink's charm. From there, we agility'd, Baton Passed into Chi-Chi, and thankfully we only got poisoned one time, which we had a Lumberry for. And this allows us to be +4 with Nasty Plot, and all Chi-Chi has to do is spam Extrasensory. Extrasensory KOs Toxicroak, Passimian, and obviously it's for the Starmobile. Flamethrower, however, is for Annihilate with Terastallization, which is just on the money to KO, and of course it's super effective against Lucario. Obviously, Extrasensory won't KO the Starmobile from full, but her high horsepower didn't actually KO Chi-Chi. Must be a Keo Soul. Ah, look at all of our shiny doggos. No, not you, Miraidon. Get in your ball. Honestly, the overworld sprite for Odie kind of makes me like her shiny a little bit more. The fact that Daxbun is bigger than Lucario scares me. And I love how there's different sleeping animations for each Pokemon. Chi-Chi sleeps with her head on her tail, Lycanroc looks at peace, Odie might not even be asleep, Mabostiff looks like he works a full-time job, so does Slink, and Pluto sleeps like this just in case he needs to wake up and fight. Stop being so grumpy, it's time to defeat Gita to become champion. There it is, where my dreams might be crushed by the worst champion to ever exist. But there's no way we lose. Let's do this. As always, first up is Rika, and I need to lead Bolt for Stealth Rocks as Donphan does have the ability Sturdy. Since this isn't a Nuzlocke, we can just sack Bolt and go into Spike, who can snarl a bunch of times to lower Wishcatcher's special attack, and this will let us go into Slink, who can agility and Baton Pass that into our beautiful Chi-Chi. who can finally set up with Nasty Plot. Unfortunately, we did get an accuracy drop thanks to Muddy Water, but it didn't end up mattering as Chi-Chi is focused all the way and didn't miss a single energy ball. Good stuff, girl. Poppy starts off the same with Bolt and Rocks, but this time Odie comes in for a big Will-O-Wisp, and hopefully we do become champion to get enough money for some surgery on that back. Jesus. Anyways, from there, all Chi-Chi needs to do is get one Nasty Plot up, taking one high horsepower, and then it's a free sweep with a Terrastalized Flamethrower. Everything dies, and the rocks were specifically for Magnezone. Now we're not going to sack Lycanroc anymore. Instead, I'm going to sweep a Larry with him. Tropius has Solar Beam, which is dangerous, so Spike here can Snarl, 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 to cripple this thing into a wheelchair. Now, I wasn't able to -6 him due to a crit on Spike's part, but we should be okay. Bolt does have to take one Solar Beam, and Larry doesn't crit, which is great. Only problem is I forgot that Bolt isn't fast enough to outspeed some of Larry's birds. So I had to switch out mid-strat into Slink for another agility baton pass. Well, good thing I caught that before I continued. Now, I did try to waste more Sunny Day turns as well as Solar Beam, so I didn't switch in on one, and I ended up switching in on an Air Slash. No idea if he still has any Solar Beams left, but his Sunny Day did run out, so now we just Howl and begin Rock Sliding. I do have a Wide Lens on Bolt to not miss, and we will see that Staraptor is out next, which is why we needed a Howl because of Intimidate. Some of these kills do have a chance to live, such as Altaria here, but thankfully it didn't do much back to us, and Bolt was able to finish his sweep with ease. Finally, I was able to use Bolt effectively. Flamigo lived! Oh my god, it flinched. What a clutch Bolt. I think that's like 3 crucial flinches I've gotten this run. Hassel does go about the same way, only difference is we baton pass into Pluto this time and Swords Dance twice. Pluto did almost bite the dust thanks to Noivern using Super Fang, but thankfully he's still standing on business. +4 will secure the KO on every one of Hassel's Pokemon with Ice Punch. For Dragalge though, I did use Earthquake to not get poisoned as it does not make contact. Oh, and Baxcalibur did live an Ice Punch. How the fuck? Alright, Odie, all you gotta do is live a move and hit a Play Rough, and you'll be able to get a kill in the Elite Four. Good job, my girl. I don't know why I risked a Play Rough, but whatever. Gita, I've beaten you a bunch of times, aside from one, but we don't talk about that here on the channel. And this time is no different. As always, we just KO Espathra this time with our shiny Mabelstiff, and I really thought this was gonna force an Avalugg. What? Honestly, the plan still stands though. We sack Spike for the millionth time. Wow, I'm realizing he's probably going to turn out just like Arven's Mabelstiff. Anything for the win. And then we just go into Odie for some Will-O-Wisping shenanigans, plus some Charm shenanigans as well. Then we just hard swap into Chi-Chi on a Bulk Up. And Gita just keeps using Bulk Up on our Rise to +4 special attack. Gita, this is why you get sharply raising boost moves, not Bulk Up. And with that, Chi-Chi, my pride and joy, burns Go-Go to a crisp. Same thing goes for Avalugg and King Gambit, and we still have Energy Ball for Veluza, who, by the way, I've never seen use Aqua Jet unless she has a range, and she didn't use it once again. And of course, an Energy Ball can also take out Gamora in one hit, crowning our team of shiny dogs champions of the Paldea region. Gita does not seem impressed. Hey, I hunted for these. I think you're just salty I have shinies and you don't. Using shiny dogs was super fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching these shinies as much as I did using them, so if you want to see a cat shinies video, let me know in the comments, and I'll see if I can get to that. Bye!